Willem-Alexander and Queen Maxima visits neighboring countries of Aruba to show presence and strengthen partnerships. Plus, in today's lifestyle segment, texting and talking on your cell phone in the airplane will soon be allowed, but it will cost you. And how the Ritz Carlton will conduct business for the first few months. We'll tell you. 15 on 15 starts right now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Yentl Lieuw. King Willem-Alexander and Queen Maxima departed Aruba last week, part of the royal couple's itinerary after visiting the islands, part of the Dutch kingdom, is to stop by the neighboring Latin American countries. The couple were very well received in Colombia as well as Venezuela. Take a look. At the Colombian royal affair, King Willem-Alexander and Queen Maxima shook hands with dignitary members and Colombian delegates upon the welcoming ceremony. A typical procedure following protocol was organized. King Willem-Alexander walked towards the government building with Colombian President Santos. After Colombia, the royal couple departed for Venezuela. At the welcoming ceremony, Venezuela organized for the Dutch national anthem to be sung, in which the king acknowledged and credited the nation for putting in the effort to do so. King Willem-Alexander spoke at the ceremony.
As I took over the position of the King of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, it was my intention to visit our friendly neighbors within the first year of my reign. And Venezuela is the largest of our neighbors, so we're very grateful that we have the possibility to meet Venezuela and the people here today.
The Dutch king emphasized how important Venezuela is to the surrounding islands, as well his vision is for Venezuela to continue working partnerships with Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. Strengthening the collaboration would only further benefit the economy in the region.
Therefore, I am very grateful that our delegation contains the prime ministers of Aruba, Curacao, and St. Martin as an integral part of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. And we look forward to good and close cooperation with Venezuela in the future, among others on the Memorandum of Understanding which was signed here before the summer.
During the king's brief speech, he took the time to recognize the cooperation of the Venezuelan Coast Guards in eliminating drug trafficking.
One of the good examples is the way our Coast Guards cooperate in the seas between Venezuela and the Dutch Kingdom.
The Ritz-Carlton Aruba is now officially opened. If you caught 15 on 15's Friday edition, we filmed the show on property of the five-star resort, taking you on an inside tour of the island's newest addition. I was able to speak to a few stakeholders on the day of the opening who says with the introduction of the five-star resort, it will keep other hotels on their toes.
You know, I have to praise our hotels. They have been investing a lot. I mean, they are of a great level that's being given of service to our visitors. But always when you have this kind of competition coming in within, a good competition as the Ritz-Carlton, it helps us all, not only the hotels, but also the government. It challenges the government to make sure that you can put whatever is necessary in manpower and also in vision to be able to not only make sure that you comply with the expectation of the visitors coming to Ritz-Carlton, but make sure also that they return.
The Minister of Tourism says the existing hotels on the island are already doing a great job keeping up with their renovation. Therefore, perhaps the service standards from each participating property could be elevated, ultimately further increasing the island's repeat rate. And in other local news, Arena, a small investment agency, aims to attract international investors to use the island as a hub to do business. The developing agency recently met with the new Minister of Economic Affairs to exchange ideas and discuss important subject matters. Arena is a 16-month-old investment agency. The small team recently met with Minister Mike de Meza to see how the two financial sectors can further develop Aruba's economic standings. The director of Arena, Sharon Erasmus, says despite a limited budget and manpower, their goal and vision is the same as the government's, and they plan to achieve great things by working with various partners.
We are part of the vision of Aruba in creating the third economic pillar together with other stakeholders such as DAISY, Free Zone, ATIA, and Chamber of Commerce. We work together to establish the third economic pillar. of Aruba. Arena's main goal is attracting investors to come to Aruba and use Aruba as a hub for their business, for their international business, to use all the facilities that Aruba has in doing business.
On that note, we will be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back from the break. On your next flight, you could be saying bye-bye to sitting back and relaxing on the plane. There is a proposal to allow airline passengers to use their cell phones on flights. Check this out. Disruption is the main concern for passengers on flights to be able to text and chat on their cell phones. Some international airlines allows talking and texting already, but now American air carriers are soon to be allowed to do the same. Some airlines have announced even if they are given the option, they will not allow it. One of these carriers are Delta. It is speculated on-flight cell phone service will be a big opportunity for telecommunication businesses. Service in the sky could have passengers paying a fortune, though. Experts say it will become a multi-billion-dollar industry, seeing as there will be an incredulous amount of roaming charges. It is even speculated an excess of $2 a minute could be added to your on-flight phone bill. Reason being, just installing new equipment on board could cost $2 to $4 million per plane. Switching over, you may want to think twice before taking a Tylenol while you are hungover. Combining acetaminophen and alcohol increases your risk of kidney disease. Using Tylenol and alcohol together was associated with more than double the odds of getting kidney disease. Researchers found that almost half the people who reported using therapeutic amounts of acetaminophen, which is considered 2.5 extra-strength Tylenol tablets, and light moderate use of alcohol, which equals to 1 drink a day for ladies, also reported having kidney problems. Experts caution people to stay away from drugs such as Tylenol while hungover because there could very well still be alcohol in your system. More and more technology is being developed to make our lives easier. This includes work in the kitchen. There is a new 3D printing appliance for chefs. New technology allows cooks to be more innovative and creative with their food without having to break a sweat. This is a 3D printing kitchen appliance. The makers of the product are hoping for people to use this with everyday foods, not only for desserts and treats. The idea is to help cooks save time on being creative with their food and without having to compromise the taste. The kitchen appliance could be good for any holiday occasion. The 3D printer may look complicated now, but the makers of the appliance say the finished product fits right in with the rest of the appliances on your kitchen counter. If you have €1,000 to spend, then the printer can be yours once it is on the market. We'll tell you when that is. On that note, we will take a quick break. This is what's coming up next. Now that the island has a new hotel, let's learn how bookings will work for the beginning of its operations, as well the occupancy it will run at. My interview with Jim Heppel, the CEO of Ahata, explains that, and also other hotels beware because the Ritz plans on grabbing a fair share of the destination wedding business. Jim Heppel, the CEO of Ahata, says the new ladies and gentlemen at the Ritz-Carlton still needs to break into their role and be comfortable with the service standard. Therefore, until approval has been given, the hotel will only run at about 40% occupancy.
Yeah, well, basically the way it works, Yentl, is that once the developer turns the property over to the management company, that they've met all of the requirements in terms of the physical structure, and the management company is confident that they can open the hotel to the appropriate standard, then they will open up bookings. And what they did was way back in September, I believe it was in September, they opened up their direct booking website. So ritzcarlton.com was then opened up for anybody who wanted to book from November the 22nd onwards. But they're not accepting any business from tour operators until February the 1st, and they're not accepting any group bookings until February the 1st.
This method allows the Ritz-Carlton to still operate business while perfecting their service standard. The 320 hotel room property has a few key business strategies they'd like to focus on in order to earn profit.
I know that one of the areas they're going to be focusing on is the weddings business. There's a whole area on the ground floor devoted just to handling the needs of the bride and the wedding group. The restaurants, I believe there are four restaurants, a signature restaurant downstairs and then one outside and then a couple of others. So it's going to be, as you say, it's a 5-star property, and part of the Ritz-Carlton culture is to deliver that seamless experience right across the property. So
Mr. Heppel says having the Ritz raises the bar for other hotel brands to strive for quality service. This domino effect is expected to be good for Aruba as a tourism destination.
The whole idea, the strategy, is that the property will command a higher rate, and it will bring in a customer who is willing to pay at that higher rate. And typically what happens when a hotel like that opens, the other properties will improve themselves to keep pace with that. I know that's happened in other destinations where a top-end hotel has come in. So it's going to be, I think, a positive for the destination.
That is our show for today. Thanks for watching. This week with Ahata's Jim Heppel, we'll also discuss the Lieuw buying the Westin property, as well the forecast for the fast approaching holiday season for tourism. So expect to see more of him. We'll be here with a brand new edition of the show starting Tuesday night at 7:15 p.m. So we'll see you then.